Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex, the Snake Dude 1814 here, and in this week's video, we're going to be discussing energy. Now, I know this seems sort of like an odd topic to cover on a reptile channel, but this is actually a larger aspect of reptile keeping than many may imagine. So joining me here today is my male corn snake, Vegas. He's just going to be chilling out in my hands while I discuss energy in our reptile rooms. So to begin, what do I mean by energy? Well, that is the electricity that keeps our reptiles, like Vegas here, happy and healthy. Reptiles need heat. Some species, like my Chinese water dragons, require UVB lighting in every aspect of that, whether it's a heat pad, heat tape if you're using a snake rack or a large custom built cage, or more commonly used, heat lamps. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the amount of wattage that I used in my old reptile room, where my main wattage usage was old incandescent bulbs and or some halogen fixtures, to where now I've either cut back on some of those halogen fixtures, and even some of the domes I have switched in order to keep the reptile room warmer while still using less electricity. So let's get started on the first aspect, and should I say the general unit of the reptile room, and that would be the amount of kilowatts per hour. Kilowatts per hour is a general term. If you have an electric company that is obviously charging you cash for you to use electricity in your house, they will charge it in cents per kilowatt per hour. So just through my electric company, ComEd, the price per kilowatt is roughly 12 cents a kilowatt. The grand total eventually came down to 0.754 kilowatts an hour, or 6,602.85 kilowatts a year, leading to that grand total of $792.34 a year. Yeah, that's a bit of an expensive electric bill just for this single room. And so I thought to myself, after getting those halogens, there's easily a way we can cut things down. And that's what we're here to do. Now, for those of you that are either longtime viewers of the channel, or you've just noticed in some room tours, like my most recent reptile room tour, it's not all of my animals are in one room. In fact, the reptile room is actually just all of the reptiles in my house. So those animals are spread all throughout the house, but when I refer to the reptile room, I'm referring to my main reptile room in the house, which has the majority of the animals. And that would consist of Hash and Vegas, my two corn snakes, Ozzy and Harriet, my breeding pair of Chinese water dragons, and Zilla, my Argentine black and white tegu. So needless to say, yeah, that's a lot of money going in to heat the main reptile room, and I wanted to change that. Thankfully, I've got some really good connections in the reptile hobby, and as you know, roughly about a year ago, let's just say I got buddy-buddy with the brand manager of Zilla Reptile Products. And so if you click the card right here, you can see the first video where he sent me my first test run of his new mini halogen products. Halogen bulbs are a lot more energy efficient. You can have a halogen bulb of less wattage equal the same heat output as an incandescent bulb, sometimes up to twice the wattage output. So it was definitely a trial that I was not disappointed by. As you guys know now, I am a strong advocate of the Zilla halogens. They really work wonderfully. Truly some of the best bulbs on the reptile market that you can use for any of your animals. So anyway, some of you guys may be wondering, what does the improvement in halogen technology have to do with energy saving? Remember, our biggest topic on this video is covering energy usage for our reptile room. And so, needless to say, after doing the exact same mathematics for another year with the new halogen bulbs that I've been using, we cut back on the energy bill. To give you guys an idea, with the improvement of Zilla halogen bulbs, we cut our electricity usage to 15.50 kilowatts a day. Yeah, that is a drastic improvement in electricity usage. That leads to a grand total of only $678.90 a year. That's pretty good, considering we were paying almost $200 more the year before that. What were the tricks that helped me improve, other than switching over to halogen bulbs? Well, for one, let's look at Zilla the Tegu. As you guys know, her heat and UVB lighting comes from a single 160 watt Zoomed PowerSun mercury vapor bulb. Originally, I was using a standard incandescent dome to heat it. However, not only would I find that on warmer days her basking spot would get a little bit too hot, but then the dome would heat up and the PowerSun bulb would actually shut off. A lot of the mercury vapor bulbs on the market are self-ballasted, so if their internal core temperature gets too hot, they automatically shut off as a safety feature. It's nice, but when the bulb is shutting off 3 to 6 times a day, that probably means it's getting too hot on a regular basis. So, what did I do? Well, I upgraded to this older Zoomed wire fixture that I had. Needless to say, it worked really well. What I like about the wire fixture is that this bulb now gets airflow, keeping the bulb cool while still letting it run and releasing that heat and UV. What's also nice about the wire lamp fixture now that I'm using it in the main reptile room is that any excess heat heats the room, meaning the room stays warmer, and as you can imagine, that was a big plus for my corn snake Vegas as well as my corn snake Hash. Corn snakes, as well as most snakes in general, don't like a ton of fluctuation in temperature. Because of this, I did not have the need to have heat lamps on them anymore. That helped cut the electric bill a lot, because now their only source of heat are heat pads, and those would be 16 watt Zilla 40 gallon size heat pads. Because of that being their only source of heat, they're getting the belly heat, which snakes love, and at the same time the room is staying roughly 78 degrees, so they've got a nice constant ambient temperature with that nice warm hot spot, and they thrive at those temperatures. The biggest improvements I can say with this reptile room had to be the use of the wire fixture, the lack of basking bulbs on the snakes, and then obviously upgrading any other animals to that mini halogen technology. It really just works so well that I can use these halogens for practically half the wattage of the incandescents I was using before. And as I said earlier, it saved us almost $200 on the electricity bill. So more of a reason just to switch over to halogen and or thinking smart about the fixtures you use in your reptile room. Like I said, a wire fixture not only prevents Zilla's mercury vapor bulb from overheating, but then excess heat that would have been trapped in a standard dome now enters the reptile room, keeping the reptile warm and keeping our species like Vegas the corn snake here that enjoy constant temperatures at those constant temperatures they desire. So overall, guys, I hope you found this video helpful and somewhat interesting. If you have any other questions, or if you yourself have been trying to save energy in your reptile rooms, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. I'm happy to hear feedback on other people's success or failures, if you have to share those, on your reptile room energy savings. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and always, guys, check out my social media pages down in the description below to follow the channel. I'm always posting bonus content on my Facebook, Instagram, and always dropping tweets on the Twitter feed, so please check them out. And until then, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.